Welcome Diecast fans, I'm Tom Spanners-Watson.
And I'm Frank the Guru Gibbs. And before we get into the racing, we've got to talk about a scandal that happened last week.
That's right, it came to our attention that Todd, #influencer Lovelace from NZ Racing snuck in and messed with the scores. Mike Mazer at the bottom of the list last week was eliminated, but if you actually add his score up correctly, he was on 25.5 and it was meant to be Big Mike from NZ Racing that went down alongside James Brooke.
But luckily, Big Mike's as honest as the day is long. He's a good bloke, and so he pointed it out and he's promised to address it with Todd Lovelace.
Let's just hope that's the last we see of Todd.
What up, people? Shout out to my 7.5 followers. I'm really stoked to be here. I pulled off this really cool thing where I blew up the scores at Chaos Canyon, and now it's time for me to hashtag get on out of here. Hashtag YOLO. Hashtag living my best life. Hashtag it's all dad's money. Oh, this isn't the highway. Hashtag wrong turn. Hashtag what am I doing? Hashtag where's the highway? Ah, finally, that's much better. Now I can open it right up. Hashtag love going fast. I need to put this on the gram. Gosh, that was close. Hashtag blessed. Remember to smash that like and follow me for more.
Sorry about that technical glitch there, folks. Something happened to our transmission.
Alright, let's get back into it and have a look at who's driving. So in the Corvette, we've got Rubber Toe. In the Pagani, we've got Matty Brewer. In the Porsche, we've got Lone Star. In the Lamborghini, we've got Brandon Fitz. Then Lewis Holloway driving the Audi. And rounding it out, we've got Mike Mays in the Dodge Viper.
So tonight we've got 6 cars racing at a time. Just like last week, if you finish off track, you miss your next race. If you finish on your side or your roof, you DNF. But if you finish on your wheels through Kahuna Corner, but not across the finish line, we will give you half points. And those points look like 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, and of course a 0 for a full DNF.
There was a lot of chaos last week, and we're expecting a lot more this week. But then it wouldn't be Chaos Canyon if there was no chaos. Hashtag no chaos, no fun.
Don't you start, Frank. So the drivers are loaded in the gate. We've got Rubber Toe and Matty Brewer up front, Lone Star and Brandon Fitz in the second row, and then Lewis Holloway and Mike Mays rounding out the field. Matty Brewer pulling into a bit of a lead here, looking good. Oh, he gets up on the sidewall. Rubber Toe goes through cleanly. Matty Brewer gets over, and it looks like there's a huge big accident in behind. Is anybody else going to finish? There goes Matty Brewer crawling down, and Lone Star made it through somehow. Well, what happened to everybody else?
Crikey, I said there'd be chaos, but I don't think it'd happen like that in the first race. Good grief. So 2 less cars in the field and a much bigger accident than we had last week. So look at this. Matty Brewer here gets up on the sidewall, rides it all the way down to the jump. He gets nailed from behind by Brandon Fitz, who just makes it over, only to be knocked off track by Lone Star. Then Lewis Holloway had nowhere to go, so he got nailed off track as well. But luckily for Matty Brewer and Lone Star, they managed to get it together enough to make it all the way down to the finish line.
And unfortunately for Mike, even though he's on track and on his wheels, he didn't get through the exit to Kahuna Corner, so he picks up a total DNF there.
Yeah, but at least he can carry on into his next race, unlike Brandon Fitz and Lewis Holloway, who have to sit the next one out as they're picked up by the tow trucks.
Let's just go back and have another look at the carnage that happened on that jump.
Luckily for Rubber Toe, he got clear, but look at that. Brandon Fitz there just getting absolutely monstered, and then poor Lewis Holloway getting caught up in it. Brandon almost parked in the back of the tow truck, but he just slipped off.
So only half the field pick up any points there. Rubber Toe leading the way on 8. Matty Brewer just behind him on 6. And then Lone Star on 4. The other 3 are really going to have to pull something out of the bag. But while we just tidy up the track, we're going to take a quick break. But we'll be right back after these ads. Don't go anywhere. Come out of Kame Corner with the lead as well. Can he keep it clean over the jump? He does. Here comes Cat Pirate. Cat Pirate pushing around the outside. Dick slams him into the wall. Holds on to the number 9 spot.
Chaos Canyon, putting the excitement back in the bedroom.
Okay, the tow trucks have picked up Brandon Fitz and Lewis Holloway. They are sitting this next one out, and that means Mike Mays slides forward to the front row.
Yeah, Mike absolutely benefiting from this one. Let's hope he can make the most of it.
So it's basically 3 against 1. We've got Mike Mays trying to get around the outside, but Matty Brewer will move into first place. Mike into second. Matty running down. Rubber Toe challenging hard, but Mike Mays almost gets around Matty Brewer right at the end. Rubber Toe stalls out. Oh, he gets an assist there from Lone Star. Unbelievable.
Rubber Toe incredibly lucky there, getting the assist from Lone Star. So luckily for him, he picks up maximum points while Lone Star only gets half points for himself.
Now with that win, Matty Brewer moves into first spot. Rubber Toe closing behind on 12 points. Mike Mays moving up the list as well as we go to race number 3. Mike now in his rightful position starting in the front row after that bonus start in the front row last time. Can he do anything with it? He's out in front. Oh, he gets sideways. Brandon Fitz on his tail. Brandon Fitz goes around. Matty Brewer goes around. It looks like Lewis Holloway may have slipped past. We're going to have to go to the replay and find out what happened.
Unlucky there for Mike. He got himself sideways over the jump. That let Brandon Fitz get right up on him. But look at the orange Pagani there of Matty Brewer trying to drift up the inside of Brandon Fitz. And then you had Rubber Toe going hard in behind them as well. Lewis Holloway right on his tail. Lone Star cracked right up behind everybody else as well. This was super close. But then into that final straight, Mike spun out. Brandon Fitz goes around. Matty Brewer goes around. And that is just super close between Mike Mays and Lewis Holloway. Who took it out?
Oh, Mike actually held on to it there. That is incredible for him. But he'll be super disappointed after blowing that big lead that he had there.
So Matty Brewer stretched out quite a good lead now ahead of Rubber Toe, then Mike Mays, Brandon Fitz, Lone Star, and finally Lewis Holloway.
Those 3 stragglers are really going to have to tighten things up if they're going to move ahead in the competition.
Well, there's a lot of points still up for grabs, so you never know. There's a lot of racing to go yet.
They get underway. Mike will be looking for redemption here, but Lewis Holloway looks like he stretched out a massive lead. Lone Star moves into second. Mike ends up on the sidewall. Lone Star chasing down. Rubber Toe tries to go around Lone Star right at the end, and I'm not sure who took out second place, but Mike left languishing on the sidewall of Kahuna Corner there.
That's definitely not where Mike wanted to be. I don't know what happened to him this time. So Lewis Holloway with a big lead. Look at that, Mike just shoots right across, but what a piece of driving to stay on the track. He could have missed his next race if he'd slipped off the sidewall there, and he really couldn't afford to have lost any more points.
And then this incredible battle for second and third here. Rubber Toe doing an absolutely brilliant job trying to drive around Lone Star, but I'm not sure if he made it or not.
It sure was close. Let's have another look from overhead. It comes through, and Lone Star holds it out by the skin of his headlight there. That is crazy.
So a bad race there for Mike. That drops him all the way to the bottom of the list. He is going to have to pull his finger out if he's going to stay in this race any further.
He just has to get out of the bottom 2 if he wants to make it to the next round.
As we go to race number 5, Lewis Holloway and Lone Star in the front row there. Both Lone Star and Lewis Holloway needing some good points here as they battle down to the jump. And Mike Mays literally jumps over the top of Lewis Holloway to get into the lead and takes the win. That was incredible.
Not to mention another super tight race in behind, and there's Lone Star parked up on the sidewall right where Mike was in that last race. But check out this super maneuver from Mike Mays. He bounces on the track, gets the front of his car up over the back of Lewis Holloway's convertible, jumps to the inside, keeps it under control, and races down for the win. That was probably the greatest overtake I've ever seen at the Canyon.
Well, I've definitely never seen an overtake quite like that before. We need a name for that maneuver. I'm thinking something like Amazing Grace or Magic Mike, something like that.
And if you've got a better suggestion than those lame ones that Spanners just came up with, leave us a comment and let us know what you think it should be, because that was absolutely epic.
And I was so blown away by that move from Mike Mays, I totally missed who came in third.
Well, here we go. Oh, Brandon Fitz just snakes out Rubber Toe there by a bumper going in reverse. What a crazy finish overall.
As we go to the points, Lone Star with that DNF drops to the bottom of the table, but at least he gets one more shot. Matty Brewer holding on to the number 1 spot, Rubber Toe closing the gap. Mike Mays moves back into third place. This is a battle of the ages here.
And it's do or die now for Lone Star, Lewis Holloway and Brandon Fitz as they're battling to get out of those bottom 2 spots.
Rubber Toe's not worried about being eliminated. He wants to win with a huge big drift there. Matty Brewer catches up to his tail. Matty Brewer takes second, Rubber Toe first, Lone Star will roll in third, and there's Mike Mays cruising through. And a very pedestrian run there from Brandon Fitz. And Lewis Holloway is off the track. That is super disappointing for him. He needed those points desperately.
Well, let's have a look at the replay. Rubber Toe miles out in front and just pulls out a sweet as drift there. Looked like Matty Brewer tried to copy him, but he overcooked it. And then look at that. Mike Mays and Brandon Fitz bullied poor old Lewis Holloway there straight off the track. Both of those two drivers made it all the way to the finish, but Lewis Holloway ends up off the track. And with that 0 points, he's going to be in all sorts of trouble.
Well, there were some very close scores on the bottom half of the field, so let's go to the scoreboard and see who's in and who's eliminated. And we've got a tie there between Brandon Fitz and Lewis Holloway, but because Lewis Holloway finished off track in that last race, Brandon Fitz finishes more races and will move through to the next round.
Wow, only half a point separating all three of those positions. Brandon Fitz super lucky there. Bad luck to Lewis Holloway and Lone Star. Thanks very much for playing. We'll see you later.
So we're 2 rounds down. We've got 4 cars eliminated, 4 left. Next week, these 4 drivers are going to battle until we get to the top 2 drivers, and they're going to go straight into a best of 5 head-to-head race to crown the overall Chaos Canyon Convertible Chaos Champion.
Crikey, that's a bit of a tongue twister.
Congratulations to our top 4 drivers tonight. An absolutely epic show that you put on. Some spectacular crashes, some spectacular racing, and just the most incredible move from Mike Mays.
Just the absolute most brilliant bit of driving I've ever seen at the Canyon, and particularly because he kept that car so well under control.
Well, if you've enjoyed tonight's racing, remember to smash that like button and leave us a comment. But that's enough from us tonight. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Tom Spanners Watson. He's Frank the Guru Gibbs. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Is it just me, or do all those green marks over the front of Matty Brewer's car look like he ran Kermit the Frog over?
Either that or he's been bashing the heck out of that Lamborghini.